Welcome to Math Tutor channel. This is the Math Tutor. Please subscribe, like, share, and also watch and take some notes. So today we are going to look at some of the questions in igcse Math, and today we are going to look at this question here on the screen, and it reads: factorize 3x squared plus 11x minus 4. Okay, so when we are factorizing, we talked about factorizing in a quadratic equations. We have to think about two things. We have to think about the sum and the product. Okay, now in this case, the sum is 11 and the product will be 3 times the c, the constant. Okay, we know that a quadratic equation is ax squared plus bx plus c, so the product will be negative 12. So we need to get two numbers that we add to get 11 and we multiply to get negative 12. So we shall write the quadratic equation, and we have to split the sum. And to split the sum, we know that the two numbers can only be 1 and 12. Okay, 1 times 12 is 12, but which one gets the negative sign, so that when you add them, we get 11 as the sum. So that means the 1 should have the negative sign. So we are going to replace 11 with these two numbers here. So we shall say 12x minus x. Instead of writing the 1, we say minus x. So 12x minus x, we get back our 11x, and then minus 4. Okay, so looking precisely at this quadratic is exactly the same as this. Okay, we are only splitting 11. Okay, so continuing, we are going to split up this equation. So it will be 3x squared plus 12x. Alright, this is one block. And then we shall have another block, x minus 4. Alright, so we are going to factorize this. So in this first block, what is common is 3x. Okay, and inside the bracket we shall remain with 3x and then plus 4. Alright, we have that. And we also said that when you are factorizing, you make sure that the brackets, the numbers in the bracket, variable number, should always be the same. So that means that here in this bracket we must have x plus 4, because the brackets should be the same. So we think of a number that we can write outside here such that when I open the bracket, we get back x minus 4. Okay, remember these brackets have to be the same. These are the rules of factorizing. So the only number you can put outside the bracket so that these brackets are the same is 1. So negative 1 times x, you get negative x, and negative 1 times 4, we get negative 4. So we get back this equation, which takes us back to the original equation. So our factorizing, the factors we used are correct. So our last step of factorizing, we take the numbers outside the brackets, put them in one block, and then we take one of the brackets, the similar brackets, put them in another block. So this here is the answer to this question here. Okay, you can check. This is how you can check. You can multiply. You open up these brackets. When you open up the brackets, you must be getting back to the original function. Okay, so 3 times x is 3x squared. 3 times 4 is 12x. Negative 1 times x is negative x, and negative 1 times 4 is minus 4. So this part here will give us 11x, and we end up getting the original function. So this here is the answer to this question. Okay, hope you understand. Now when they tell us to solve, since we've already got the factorized version of this, we shall just write the factorized version. Okay, and then we use what we call the zero property. So zero property is that if you're multiplying two brackets or two numbers and the answer is 0, either one of these numbers should be 0. Okay, we know that any number times 0 is 0. So you say either 3x minus 1 equals 0. In this case, x will be 1 over 3, or x plus 4 equals 0. In this case, x is negative 4. Okay, so the two values of x are this and this. Okay, now that's the answer. We go to the next question. They want us to show that this is equal to, okay, this whole, this part is can reduce to this. Okay, so we are going to treat this as normal fractions. We call these algebraic fractions. So we have to first simplify the left, since it looks complicated, and then later we shall equate what we got to a half. So here we shall multiply 2 with this denominator on the right, and then 1 with the denominator on the left. Okay, this is how we work out fractions. And then the LCM, we shall have the two brackets multiplied together. Okay, x minus 4. Alright, so our next step is to simplify the top. So this will be 2x minus 4, minus 8. And then this will be negative 2x minus 11 minus 11. This is 11. Okay. Okay, all over 2x plus 11, and then this is x minus 4. Alright, remember there is a half which we shall write. So let's simplify the top. Further simplification, you realize that this is 2x and this is negative 2x, so these two comes out. So negative 8 minus 11, this would be negative 19. Okay, negative 19 over 2x plus 11 into x minus 4, and then we shall equate everything to a half. So cross multiplying negative 19 give us negative 38 equals 1 times 2x plus 11 into x minus 4. Okay, our next step is to open the right hand side, open the bracket. So 2x times x is 2x squared. 2x times negative 4 is negative 8x. 11x times x, that is 11x, and 11x times negative 4 is negative 44. We now collect like terms. We can bring the negative 38 to the right, so we say 2x squared, negative 8x plus 11x, we get positive 3x, which is here, and then negative 44 plus 38. Remember, the 38 is crossing to the right, so it becomes a positive. So when you get negative 44 plus 38, you realize we are getting 6. So this will be 2x squared plus 3x negative. So this will be negative 6 equals 0. Okay, so this here is what they told us to show, as you can see here. So this will be the answer and this will be the working. I hope you are following and you're understanding, right? Let's continue to the next question. Next question tells us to solve this and we give the answer. So the moment they tell us to give the answer to two decimal places, we say there are many methods of solving quadratic equations. This is quadratic because it has a power 2. But we shall use the easiest one, which is the quadratic formula. So we first state it. B squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Okay, so a is 2, b is 3, and c is negative 6. So we substitute in the formula. So x will be negative 3 plus or minus square root 3 squared minus 4. I always encourage you to use a bracket at this point here. It helps a lot. It really helps. 4 times 4 times a is 2 and c is negative 6. Use a bracket at this point here. Okay, use a bracket. It helps. So this is 2 times 2, the a. Alright, so our x will be, simplifying further, under the root we have 9 minus, so this is 8. 4 times 2 is 8, 8 times 6 is negative 6, that is negative 40, negative 48, all over 4. So these two become a plus, okay? So our first x will be negative 3 plus the square root of 9 plus 48, square root of 57, all over 4. This is the first x. And the second x will be negative 3 minus the square root of 57, all over 4. So this is what we are going to work with to see how we can get the answer. Okay, so checking on the calculator, So the square root of 57 is, you can press the calculator. So this here, I'll write in black. So this part here is just 7 point. Since they want 2 decimal places, let's write 3 here, like 3 decimal places. And 3 decimal places. So we shall say, okay, let's write 2 decimal places. So this, okay, it's the same answer here. Okay, yeah, so now we can work it out. So negative 3 plus 7.54. Have to be careful not to make mistakes. Okay, so our final answer here is 1.14, since they said 2 decimal places. And then our next part will be negative 3 minus 7.54. Remember, this is 4. See, you have to be careful. Divide by 4. So our answer here is negative 2.64, 2 decimal places. Okay, so these are the 2 values of x, and I hope you understood. So we have negative 2.64 and 1.14. Alright class, I hope you understood this, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope this helps you try out other questions similar to this. We shall meet in another video where we shall be continuing past paper solutions. Subscribe, like, watch, and comment with any topic you would like me to explain. Have a nice time watching the video. Bye bye.